Putin is ending 2015 with a bang. A big bang. A colossal bang. We only have a few days left, and one can say that 2015 has certainly been a productive year for him. By Jonas E. Alexis. New World Order is losing battles in Syria. December 17th, 2015. VeteransToday.com on TheEventChronicle.com. The New World Order has recently conceded a major defeat in Syria. First, we have the BBC admitting a new confidence in Damascus as Russian strikes turned the tide. In the same vein, the Associated Press has admitted Russian airstrikes restore Syrian military balance of power. Business Insider itself has declared the epicenter of the Syrian war is shifting, and it could mean a near total defeat for Turkey's Syria policy. Then you have John Kerry basically implying that both Vladimir Putin and Assad were right, that it is futile to overthrow a sovereign government and then replace it with terrorist groups. So the Israeli option is no longer legitimate. Listen to what Kerry told reporters in Moscow. The United States and our partners are not seeking so-called regime change. Syrians will be making decisions for the future of Syria. Keep in mind that this is a categorical lie. If NWO agents were not seeking regime change in Syria, what have they been doing for the past 4 years in the region? Having a little picnic? Didn't they provide millions upon millions of dollars to the so-called Syrian rebels? As journalist Finian Cunningham has recently put it, it is well documented that Washington and its NATO partners have been seeking regime change against Russia's longtime Syria ally going back to 2007 during a George W. Bush presidency. The whole foreign-backed war in the Arab country, resulting in 250,000 deaths and millions of refugees over the past 5 years, have been orchestrated for the precise purpose of destabilizing Syria. In any event, Kerry's recent statement is certainly a sign of relief, and we expect him to keep his word. We congratulate him for implicitly giving Putin some credit, but he cannot get off the contradictory hook. Another important point is that Kerry's admission simply shows that the New World Order can be killed. Putin is a classic example, as Mike Whitney has brilliantly put it. So what choice does Putin have? None. He has no choice. His back is against the wall. He has to fight. No one in Washington seems to get this. They think Putin can throw in the towel and call it quits at the first sign of getting bogged down. But he can't throw in the towel because Russia's facing an existential crisis. If he loses, then Russia's going to wind up on the same scrap heap as Afghanistan, Iraq, or Libya. You can bet on it. So the only thing he can do is win, period. Victory isn't an option, it's a necessity. Putin is also defeating terrorist states like Turkey. We are told that Turkey could soon run out of gas. That's not all. Putin has been boycotting fruits and vegetable imports as well. This isn't just a case of no more Turkish pistachio nuts or dates. Turkish fruits and vegetables account for 20% of Russia's total fruit and vegetable consumption. This is a huge loss for the Turkish economy, a $4 billion annual loss in fruit and vegetable revenue. Russia has said they will easily make up the loss by importing more from Iran and Israel. We won't sacrifice our vital interests just to be allowed to sit nearby at G8, G20. So Putin is ending 2015 with a bang, a big bang, a colossal bang. We only have a few days left, and one can say that 2015 has certainly been a productive year for him. Keep in mind that it was puppets in the United States who kept saying that Putin was the new Hitler. There are other issues that the inquiring mind should reflect upon. Let us call those issues counterfactuals. What if the United States didn't join the Israeli regime in funding terrorist groups like the Syrian rebels and indeed Al-Qaeda? Couldn't all that money be used in America to help decent families who are trying to recover from the ruined economy? How about the 48,000 Afghan and Iraq veterans who are at risk for homelessness? Last year, USA Today itself reported nearly 50,000 Iraq and Afghanistan veterans were either homeless or in a federal program aimed at keeping them off the streets during 2013, almost triple the number in 2011. The number among this generation falling on hard times is rising sharply, even as homelessness among veterans of all ages and conflicts have been on the decline. Advocates for the homeless say many of the estimated 2.5 million Americans who served in the two wars went into combat zones on multiple deployments, something many veterans of previous conflicts never had to endure. What USA Today ends up proving here is that the late Rabbi Obadiah Yosef was right, that Gentiles were meant to serve the dreadful few. In this case, veterans are the victims. If they can no longer be used, then disregard them as if they were less than human beings. In fact, we Goyim are all donkeys, said the good rabbi, which means that we cannot think, cannot act properly, and cannot say a word about what is happening in the Middle East. We just have to obey. Thank God that Vladimir Putin broke the ice. He has really messed the New World Order really bad. Look at how Russia has exposed Turkey as a complete terrorist state which has transferred sarin gas to ISIS.